Hello, friends. Welcome back to Speak It Simple. I am so happy you're here with me today. Let me ask you a very honest question. Does your mind go blank when you try to speak English? Think about it. You understand everything. You watch American movies without subtitles. You read articles online. You know the vocabulary. But when a native speaker looks at you and asks, "So, what have you been up to lately?" you freeze. Your heart beats fast. You try to translate from your native language to English in your head, but the words get stuck. If this sounds like you are what we call a silent learner. You have all the knowledge inside, but you struggle to let it out. I want you to know that this is completely normal, and more importantly, we can fix it. Today, we are going to change how you learn. We are not going to study grammar rules today. No textbooks, no worrying about the past perfect tense. Today, we are using the chunking method. What is a chunk? Imagine building a house. You don't build it using one grain of sand at a time. That takes forever. You build it using bricks. In English, a chunk is a brick. It is a ready-made phrase. It is a group of words that naturally go together. When you learn chunks, you don't have to think about grammar. You just grab the brick and you speak. I want to share a personal story with you to build some trust. I wasn't always a teacher. Years ago, I moved to a new country to learn a new language. I studied hard for 3 years. I could read the newspaper perfectly. One morning, I went to a busy bakery to buy some bread. There was a long line of people behind me. The baker looked at me and asked a simple question. My hands started shaking. My face felt hot. I knew the individual words, but I couldn't put them together fast enough. I panicked. I smiled nervously, turned around, and walked out without the bread. I felt terrible. I felt like I had failed. But then I stopped trying to translate every single word. I started memorizing chunks. Phrases like, "Could I please have?" or "Do you happen to have?" Suddenly, the fear went away. I wasn't thinking, I was just speaking. I want that same feeling for you. We are about to practice ready-made phrases for daily life. But for this method to work, I have 3 strict rules for this video. Rule number 1, find a quiet place. If you are on a bus or in a noisy room, please pause this video. Come back when you are alone. You need to hear your own voice. Rule number 2, you must speak out loud. This is the most important rule. Whispering is not enough. Watching silently is not enough. You must train your mouth muscles to move. If your neighbors hear you, that is good. It means you are doing it right. Rule number 3, you must not skip any part. We will start very easy. You might think, this is too simple for me. Do not skip it. We are building a foundation. We will start slow and we will get faster. Are you ready to stop being silent? Are you ready to speak simply? Take a deep breath in and let it out. Let's begin. Welcome to Level 1. We call this the foundation. These phrases are short, they are simple, but do not be fooled. These are the most important bricks in your house. These are the phrases native speakers use hundreds of times every single day. If you can say these without thinking, you are already halfway to fluency. Remember the rule. I will say the sentence, then there will be a quiet pause. That is your time. You must speak out loud. Then we will do it one more time. Are your muscles ready? Let's warm up. The first chunk is I'm trying to. We use this when we are doing something difficult or we are putting in effort. Don't think about the grammar, I am plus verb plus ing. Just think, I'm trying to. Listen and repeat. 1. I'm trying to focus. I'm trying to focus. 2. I'm trying to finish this. I'm trying to finish this. Good. Do you feel the rhythm? It flows together. I'm trying to. The next chunk is for transitions. When you need to change your activity, you use it's time to. 3. It's time to go. It's time to go. 4. It's time to take a break. It's time to take a break. Excellent. Are you speaking loudly? I hope so. This is a very powerful chunk for silent learners. Often, you stay silent because you don't know the answer. Instead of staying silent, use this chunk. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that. 6. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet. Let's practice asking a question. This is how we invite people to do things. The chunk is, do you want to? Native speakers often say this very fast. It sounds like, do you wanna? But for now, let's keep it clear. 7. Do you want to come? Do you want to come? 8. Do you want to eat? Do you want to eat? Pause for a moment. Shake out your shoulders. Relax your jaw. How does that feel? We are not translating words, right? We are just using sound blocks. When you learn this way, your brain doesn't have to work as hard. You are just repeating a pattern. Let's do 2 more groups for the warm-up. This is the chunk for gratitude. We use thanks for, followed by an action word ending in ing. 9. Thanks for helping me. Thanks for helping me. 10. Thanks for waiting. Thanks for waiting. This is how we react to news. If someone tells you a plan or a story, you can simply say, sounds like. 11. Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. 12. Sounds like fun. Sounds like fun. Wonderful job! You have completed level 1. You have just practiced 12 sentences. You didn't study a textbook, you just spoke. If this felt easy, that is great. It means your foundation is strong. Now we need to turn up the heat. In the next section, we are going to level 2, real life flow. We are going to look at longer sentences that you can use at work, at the store, or with your family. Don't go anywhere. Take a sip of water. We're moving to level 2 right now. Welcome to level 2. We are stepping out of the classroom and into the real world. These are the phrases you will hear in coffee shops, in office meetings, and at the dinner table. These chunks are a little bit longer. They connect ideas together. When you master these, you stop sounding like a robot. You start sounding like a friend. Are you still speaking out loud? Remember, I am your coach, but you are the player. You have to run the miles. Let's get into the flow. This first chunk is perfect for work or polite messages. Notice the phrase, I just wanted to. Grammatically, this is the past tense, but we use it for now. Why? Because it sounds softer. It sounds polite. If you say, I want, it can sound demanding. If you say, I just wanted to, you sound professional and calm. Let's practice the full chunk. I just wanted to see if. Number 13. I just wanted to see if you have a minute. I just wanted to see if you have a minute. Number 14. I just wanted to see if you need help. I just wanted to see if you need help. We use this chunk constantly when talking about the news, the weather, or movies. It's supposed to means it is expected to, or people say that. But be careful with the pronunciation. Native speakers don't say, suppose ed to. We squash it together. It sounds like supposta. Try to make that sound. It's supposta. It's supposed to rain later. It's supposed to rain later. It's supposed to be really good. It's supposed to be really good. This is the cousin of chunk 1. It is the ultimate polite way to ask for a favor. If you want to ask your boss for time off or ask a friend for a ride, start with this. I was wondering if I could leave early. I was wondering if I could leave early. Number 18. I was wondering if you are free. I was wondering if you are free. How do you give a negative opinion without being rude? You use a softener. This chunk prepares the listener for the truth. To be honest, I don't like it. To be honest, I don't like it. Number 20. To be honest, I'm really tired. To be honest, I'm really tired. Let's look at a phrasal verb chunk. Figure out means to solve a problem or to find a solution. We rarely say solve in casual conversation. We almost always say figure out. It flows together like one word, figure out. We need to figure out a plan. We need to figure out a plan. We need to figure out what to eat. We need to figure out what to eat. This is the standard chunk for asking permission. It is very respectful. Do you mind if I sit here? Do you mind if I sit here? Number 24. Do you mind if I open the window? Do you mind if I open the window? You are doing an incredible job. I know level 2 is harder. The sentences are longer. Your mouth might feel a little tired. That is a good sign. It means you're building muscle memory. We have one section left, level 3. This is where we add the polish. These are the phrases that make people say, "Wow, your English is so natural. Where did you learn that?" Take a deep breath. We're almost at the finish line. Let's finish strong together. Welcome to Level 3. We call this native nuance. These are the phrases that separate a student from a master. These chunks handle difficult social situations, like how to say no politely or how to strongly agree with someone. This is the final stretch. Focus on the emotion in your voice. Don't just say the words, feel the meaning. This is the polite refusal. If someone invites you to a party and you cannot go, simply saying no is too harsh. We use the sandwich method. Positive start, then the refusal. 25. I'd love to, but I have plans. I'd love to, but I have plans. 26. I'd love to, but I can't make it. I'd love to, but I can't make it. We use this when we want to comfort someone or minimize a problem. It means don't worry. Native speakers connect the T and S sounds heavily here. It often sounds like it's not a big deal. 27. Don't worry, it's not a big deal. Don't worry, it's not a big deal. 28. Honestly, it's not a big deal. Honestly, it's not a big deal. This is an expert phrase. Instead of just saying yes or I agree, use this to show strong support. It means you agree 100%. 29. I couldn't agree more with you. I couldn't agree more with you. 30. Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. This is your safety net. If you say something and people look confused, don't panic. Use this chunk to restart your sentence and explain it better. Sorry, what I mean is. Sorry, what I mean is. 32. What I mean is, it's complicated. What I mean is, it's complicated. Let's end with an idiom. This means something is annoying you. It really gets on my nerves. It really gets on my nerves. You made it. Please stop for a second and appreciate what you just did. You didn't just listen to English today, you spoke English. You took the thoughts from your head and pushed them out into the world. I know it is scary. I know that sometimes you feel like you are not making progress fast enough. You might feel like you are stuck on a plateau. But I want to tell you something. I am proud of you. Showing up today, that is success. Speaking one sentence out loud, that is success. Fluency is not a magic trick. It's not a talent you are born with. Fluency is just consistency. It's doing small things like this video every single day. Don't worry about being perfect. Perfection is the enemy of speaking. Just focus on being understood. Just focus on the chunks. I want to know who is practicing with me. If you made it to the end of this video, please leave a comment below. Tell me, I completed level 3. If level 3 was too fast, tell me, I am mastering level 1. There is no shame in any level. We are all on this journey together. I believe in you. Keep speaking, keep it simple, and I will see you in the next lesson.